Hey everyone, it's Adam with Part-Time Tabletopper, and I have a great tutorial for you guys today. Today, we're going to be making this modular cave entrance. Now, my motivation for making this was a session that I had upcoming where I was running an encounter in front of a cave. I'd honestly been wanting to make one of these for a while just because I already have a cave system that I've made. It was one of the first big projects I ever did years and years ago, and I just never got around to making the cave entrance, but that session motivated me to do it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. It just takes a couple simple, I was going to say ingredients, but that's the wrong word, supplies. It takes a couple of supplies, but once you have those, this is super simple to do. So let's get started. To make the structure of this cave entrance, let's get a few simple supplies. I always make the bases of my build with MDF board, usually about 1/4 inch or 3 millimeters. We're also going to need some XPS foam to create the base of the structure, and then I also have some rock molds that I use Plaster of Paris to make my rocks for this. Finally, we're going to need some glue, which I'm using a hot glue gun to glue it all together. Let's take that MDF sheet and cut out our base. So I'm going to be cutting it out in kind of an irregular shape just because it looks a bit more natural on the table, and also it helps to prevent warping. I'm going to sandpaper the edges down as well just to give it a smooth transition onto your table. Now I've drawn out a rough cave shape into some 1-inch thick XPS foam, which I am cutting out here with a hot wire knife. I'm going to make a couple layers with that same shape and template, so that way I can kind of build up the layers to be bigger and bigger as you get further back into the mountain face. Now here, I'm just gluing it all together. So I want my cave entrance to be something that might be in the mountains, and I want it to be very rocky. So I've taken a flat, large plaster mold and used that to create the rock for the base. Now you can see here I made one more layer and glued that to the back so that there's actually 3 layers. And with a couple more smaller rock molds and a couple small pieces of XPS foam, I have the structure built out. I'm using a crumpled up foil ball to add a little bit of extra rock texture where it's needed, and then I'm also going to glue on a couple other pieces to fill in all of the cracks and crevices. To create the rest of my rock texture, I'm going to be using some Plaster of Paris mixed up with some green fiber insulation and water. I'm pretty sure I picked up this technique from Neil over at Real Terrain Hobbies a long time ago, but if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that this is by far my favorite technique for making rock texture or ground texture. So on top of following the mixing instructions for the Plaster of Paris, I am going to take a handful of this green fiber insulation and just slowly pick and crumple up and add a little bit to make sure that the Plaster of Paris is a bit clumpier and chunkier than it would normally be. Here, you can see that I'm just going to go ahead and put this all around the entire build. Give this about 24 hours to dry. It's time for the fun part, which is the painting. So we're going to base it first with some foam-safe spray paint with a black primer, and then come at it with a little bit of a zenithal or 45-degree angle with some gray. 2 of the brands that I like to use are the Krylon Shortcuts, which is the main one that I used for this build. Alternatively, you could use Liquitex or something else, or even an airbrush if you have that. Then we're going to do some dry brushing with some beige, some light gray, and finally some white. And then at the end, we are going to bring in a brown wash to blend it all together. While I didn't film myself adding the gray spray paint, here's what it looks like when it's all done. It's time to go in with a dry brush or a makeup brush and just start dry brushing first that beige all the way over every single corner of this build. We're going to take that light gray and do the exact same thing. Finally, just to highlight the highest points, we're going to do a little bit of white now too. While for many people, this alone would be good enough, I like to go in and add just a little bit of a brown wash to help mix and blend everything together. A lot of people like to use black wash on stone, but when it comes to natural stone, I found that the brown tends to resemble real stone a lot better than a black wash does. This is the step that's going to take this build from looking good to looking great. I'm going to go ahead and use some Woodland Scenics green and earth blend flocking to add a little bit of vegetation and life and variation to this build, and I'll be attaching that to the build with some watered down Mod Podge. You could use normal PVA, but I love that Mod Podge is waterproof when it dries. I've had water issues with builds before, so this is what I lean toward. Then finally, when all of that dries, we're going to add some static grass with some tacky glue. So we're going to start with that flocking. We're going to use that blended turf in the green fine turf. I grabbed that coarse one just in case when I was doing the build, but I ended up not using it. Now, one thing I didn't show you in the supply list a second ago, which I realized as I was doing this voiceover, is that I did end up using a dark brown grout to do a dirt effect, which you'll see right here. Now I'm just sporadically using that watered down Mod Podge in some of the cracks and crevices and places where I feel like vegetation might accumulate, and then I'm just going to do little pinches here and there of the earth blend and the green blend to create a good variance and natural effect. And finally, the last step that really brings life to this is going to be adding some static grass and some flowers or just some little gamer grass kind of things. So I'm using the tacky glue to put those on. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason to which ones I picked. I'll be honest, I have a huge container full of a bunch of different styles of these. So I just grabbed the ones that I felt fit the mountain scene the best and ended up with this. And that's it. Just like that, you have this really cool statement piece, this modular cave entrance. Now, if you like the tutorial or like the video, please like it online as well, just because that helps other people find it and it lets people know that you liked it. And if you want to see other tutorials, I've got a few more on my channel that I've made in the past. I've got a bunch more on the way. Truthfully, I have a number of projects and videos that I have sitting on my phone that I have recorded. I just haven't gotten around to editing them yet, but now that work is slowing down, I plan on knocking out a few more tutorials in the next month or two. So please subscribe if you'd like to see those. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting, happy gaming, and I will see you soon. Bye.